So midbrain. As this is midbrain, here we can see it. From ventral surface we can see only cerebral peduncles, which are part of the midbrain. And if we look here, yes, if we remove cerebral hemispheres and if we remove cerebellum, then we can see here cerebral peduncles from ventral surface, and from dorsal surface this midbrain is presented by tectum. Tectum mesencephaly that consists of two pairs of caliculi, superior caliculi and inferior caliculi. So mesencephalon is the only brain vesicle that is not divided at the stage of 5 brain vesicles. Yes, so at all the stages, this midbrain gets developed from mesencephalon. So if we talk about topography of the midbrain, we should say that it is located together with the other structures of brainstem. I mean medulla oblongata and pons. It is located here in posterior cranial fossa. And syntope is clear also. Yes, below there is pons, above there is thalamus, structures of diencephalon, and from upper side it is covered by cerebral hemispheres. So when we look at the external structure, we said, yes, that ventral surface is presented by cerebral peduncles, crus cerebri, yes, and between them, between these two crus, there is interpeduncular fossa. Please give it to me. Fossa interpeduncularis. No, not this I need. This. Where is brain stem? Yes. Fossa interpeduncularis. Here we can see it. And in this fossa there is posterior perforated substance, substantia perforata posterior. On the medial surfaces of cerebral peduncles there is oculomotor sulcus or oculomotor groove. And from this oculomotor groove, here we can see the same, yes, what's this oculomotor groove? From this oculomotor groove, roots of third pair of cranial nerves arise. It's oculomotor nerve. It's what we can see on the ventral surface. If we move slightly laterally, we will see here lemniscal trigon, trigonum lemniscorum. It is a place where all the 4 lemnisci, yes, we said there is medial lemniscus that is formed by bulbothalamic tract, yes, lateral lemniscus that is formed by auditory fibers, spinal lemniscus, spinothalamic tract, and also nucleothalamic trigeminal lemniscus. So all of them are located here very superficially. And this place, in the past, it was used for surgical operation. If patient suffers from an extreme pain and nothing helps, then it can be crossed and then he will stop feeling anything. Yes, like he will lose sensation at all by crossing these fibers. But nowadays,
Channel. No, but it will be cervical death or not?
It will be what?
Clinical death, I think.
No, it will not be death. Just person will not feel anything from one side.
Yes. But he cannot move, or he can move.
No, he can move.
Like
but
paralysis only.
So only the feeling.
Yes, there's only feeling, sensation. Yes, but nowadays it's not used.
Cure it anymore, or just only one time? Can we cure it?
No, after we cross everything, certainly we will not cure it. Okay, so that's why nowadays the surgery is not used. Okay, then. And on the dorsal surface, we can see 2 pairs of caliculi, inferior caliculi and superior caliculi. Inferior caliculi are considered to be subcortical centers of hearing, together with medial geniculate bodies, which are structures of diencephalon. What? This is inferior caliculus, this is medial geniculate body.
Diencephalon.
Diencephalon, yes. And superior caliculi are considered to be subcortical centers of vision, together with lateral geniculate bodies.
This is medial.
This medial, yes, this is lateral. So superior caliculi are connected with lateral geniculate bodies by means of brachium of superior caliculus. And inferior caliculus is connected with medial geniculate body by means of brachium of inferior caliculus. No, so that's what we can see. No, not everything. Like in the middle, below 2 inferior caliculi, we can see frenulum of superior medullary veil. So the place from where it starts. And from this place, roots of trochlear nerve, they arise. It is 4th pair. 4th pair of cranial nerves, trochlear nerve, is the only nerve that arises from dorsal surface of the brain. This is what we can see in the external structure. So internal structure of the midbrain, we can divide it into three parts. There is crus cerebri, ventral part crus cerebri, then there is tegmentum, and then there is tectum, the dorsal part. So this crus cerebri is separated from the rest part by means of substantia nigra, or black substance. It is formed by neuron bodies, and they are black in color because they contain a lot of melanin. So first they have dopamine, this substance, and it can be transformed into melanin. So is any deficiency of this melanin production in the substantia nigra and also in red nucleus of the midbrain causes Parkinson's disease. So crus cerebri, this part, is completely formed by white matter. So these are only tracts. And all of these tracts are descending tracts. So we can conditionally divide the whole crus into 5 parts, yes? And if we divide it, then medial 1/5 will be occupied by frontopontine tract, and lateral, it will be occupied by occipitotemporopontine tract. And all together, them frontopontine and occipitotemporopontine tract, it is formed, together they form corticopontine tract, which goes inferiorly, yes, in the pons it forms synapse with pontine nuclei, and from pontine nuclei, pontocerebellar tract starts. So that's it. Then in the middle, there is, in the medial part, what's this? There is corticonuclear tract that starts from the cortex and ends in the motor nuclei of cranial nerves. And this 2/5 part, they are occupied by corticospinal tract. And this corticospinal tract can be divided into 2 parts. So fibers which come to muscles of upper limb and upper part of the body, they are located more medially. And fibers which come up to lower limb and lower parts of the body, they are located more laterally. So these are crus cerebri. Okay, then what? This is white matter, I told you. Descending tracts. Ascending tracts, all of them form limnisci here. Yes, we have already said it. Like there is lateral limniscus auditory, medial limniscus bulbothalamic tract, yes, about proprioception and deep touch also. Spinal limniscus, it has pain and temperature, yes, and the nucleothalamic tract, it forms trigeminal limniscus, and it is located in the tegmentum, in lateral parts of tegmentum. If we talk about gray matter, then we have already said that there are 2 nuclei which belong to extrapyramidal system. They are connected with basal nuclei and they participate in regulation of muscular tone. This is this substantia nigra that is in the boundary between crus cerebri and tegmentum, and also red nucleus. Red nucleus also contains this iron or melanin, yes, iron, but not as much as it is present in the substantia nigra. So that's why substantia nigra is black and nucleus ruber, or red nucleus, it is red in color. So the second group of nuclei is again reticular formation is present here. And third group of nuclei, yes, reticular formation, I forgot to tell you. Here there are 2 big nuclei of reticular formation. One of them is Darkshevich nucleus and another one is Kagel nucleus. So Darkshevich nucleus is located exactly in the midbrain, and Kagel nucleus, in some books it's written that it belongs to diencephalon. So from these 2 nuclei, tectospinal tract starts. That forms after that medial longitudinal fasciculus, and it is responsible for simultaneous turn of head, neck, and eyes to the source of irritation, to the source of sound, or to see strong light. So this is tectospinal tract. It starts from Darkshevich and Kagel nucleus. Okay. And also, here there are nuclei of cranial nerves, 3rd and 4th PS. So this cross-section is done at the level of superior colliculi. So at this level, we can see nuclei of oculomotor nerve, 3rd pair. Oculomotor nerve has motor nuclei and autonomic nuclei. Autonomic nuclei are Edinger-Westphal nucleus. So this autonomic nucleus regulates diameter of the pupil, and accommodation. What is it? We'll study when we reach organ of vision. And motor nucleus there is paired motor nucleus, the main motor nucleus that is responsible for movement of an eyeball, and there is unpaired nucleus. It's also motor. It's Perlia nucleus, its other name, and it is responsible for synchronous movement of both eyeballs. Yes, so they move simultaneously. If cross-section is done at the level of inferior colliculi, then we will see motor nucleus of trochlear nerve. Trochlear nerve is motor nerve, and it is responsible for contraction of superior oblique muscle. It also causes movement of an eyeball, so this nerve supplies only one muscle, only the superior oblique muscle. Okay, so that was internal structure. Yes, here we also can see in the center Sylvian aqueduct. Yes, Sylvian aqueduct or cerebral aqueduct. It is cavity of the midbrain, and superiorly it communicates with third ventricle, and inferiorly it communicates with the fourth ventricle. Так.
Can you gather the half of the brain together? Because I couldn't.
Gather?
Yes, gather them. Gather them.
This? Yes, I can because...
one half.
Yes, certainly I can, because somewhere it was written here 3+. So I am much older than 3, so I can.
Oh.
Yes. You cannot, yes?
Doctor, I tried, I couldn't.
So not only poems is the problem.
Give me one of them.
What?
I can't.
So you will check me. Yes,
no,
if
no,
I can
doctor.
do it on
I couldn't. I couldn't.
You can't. Because they do not suit each other. Like that.
The second one. Second.
So something is wrong. I'm doing also. So like that.
Okay. Yes. Thanks.
Так. And diencephalon, yes?
I'm sorry. Before the reticular
Yes.
formation in all the brainstem,
Yes.
they play a role intermediate neuron.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. So here there are no centers, cardiac, vasomotor, respiratory. Yes, they act as intermediate neurons, and they form inhibitory synapses, like they slow down movement of this stimulus in the other neurons. Yes. Okay. So diencephalon is located here. And at the stage of 3 brain vesicles, it is developed from prosencephalon. At the stage of 5 brain vesicles, it's diencephalon. And here, where is that thing which I tried to connect? Yes, so now I need cerebellum. So diencephalon is located here. Yes, here we can see it very well. It is located here, and it has 3 parts. So upper part is named thalamic brain or thalamencephalon, lower part is named hypothalamus, and cavity of diencephalon, it is named third ventricle. So thalamencephalon or thalamic brain can be divided into 3 parts also. Thalamus itself, this is thalamus. Then there is metathalamus, that is presented by medial and lateral geniculate bodies, which are subcortical centers of vision and hearing. Yes, it's here. And also epithalamus. It is pineal gland and habenulum and habenular commissure. So first thalamus. This is thalamus, or its other name is optic tuber. It is structure of gray matter, and it is formed by about 40 nuclei. It contains, and all of these nuclei can be divided into 6 groups. 2 surfaces of thalamus, they are free. Medial surface is free, and so medial surface of thalamus forms lateral wall of third ventricle. This is thalamus, this is another thalamus, yes? Dorsal surface is also free. It participates in the formation of the floor of the lateral ventricle. Lateral ventricle is a cavity of telencephalon. No, the other surfaces, they join with the other parts of the brain. It is oval in shape, and its anterior pole is blunt, yes, and it forms like a cushion, structure of pulvinar, and its posterior pole is more sharp, and it is just named posterior pole. Between on the medial surface of each thalamus, there is this interthalamic adhesion. So this is a place where they are fused with each other. So I told you, yes, that there are 6 groups of nuclei, yes, and you should know function of each of these groups of nuclei. So anterior group of nuclei is subcortical center of olfaction. So here information about olfaction comes. Then posterior nuclei, they are subcortical centers of vision. So from lateral geniculate body and from superior colliculi information comes here. And then median nuclei, they are subcortical centers of hearing. Ventrolateral nuclei, they are subcortical centers of general sensation. So spinothalamic tract and bulbothalamic tract ends here. Reticulum, yes, reticular nuclei, they are here information from reticular formation, so reticulothalamic tract ends here, and also medial nuclei, which are like integration center. It collects impulses from all the other groups of nuclei of thalamus. So this is thalamus. Metathalamus, I told you, it is presented by lateral and medial geniculate bodies, which are subcortical centers of hearing and vision. Hearing, medial geniculate body, and vision is lateral geniculate body. Epithalamus is formed by pineal gland or epiphysis. Yes, it is endocrine gland, and it produces serotonin, I think. Serotonin. After that is transformed into melatonin, or vice versa. Here I'm not sure, you should read about it. So anyway, this pineal gland, it's located right above superior colliculi of the midbrain, and it is responsible for circadian rhythms, because serotonin, it's like a awakeness hormone, yes, and melatonin, the sleeping hormone. Moreover, melatonin also, like serotonin, it slows down the sexual maturation, and melatonin, vice versa, it speeds up sexual maturation. So these processes are also regulated by this pineal gland. So then, above and anteriorly from this pineal gland, this habenula, habenuli just pass, and they form habenula trigone, and they are connected with each other by means of habenula commissure. These are structures of epithalamus. Hypothalamus is presented by 3 structures. Anteriorly it is optic chiasm, then here there must be hypophysis, which we do not see here, and after that, hypophysis, and after that mammillary bodies. Mammillary bodies are subcortical centers of taste. Optic chiasm is a place where optic nerves join and like form the causation, and from optic nerves after that optic tracts start, yes. And hypophysis, you know, it is a gland, endocrine gland also, that produces 5 tropic hormones. 5 tropic hormones. No, so first of all, what should we really start? Okay, let's start with nuclei of hypothalamus. In hypothalamus, there are 4 groups of nuclei: anterior, middle, posterior, and dorsolateral. Anterior group of nuclei is presented by preoptic and supraoptic nuclei, and they produce releasing factors and statins, which regulate functioning of anterior lobe of pituitary gland. So they produce gonadotropin releasing factor, thyrotropin releasing factor, and so on. When these releasing factors are produced here, they reach via the bloodstream, they reach anterior lobe of pituitary gland, and they cause production of these tropic hormones, gonadotropic hormones, which are FSH, LH. Yes, we were talking about that in reproductive system. Prolactin, what else? Thyrotropic hormones that regulates functioning of thyroid gland, adrenocorticotropic hormones that regulates function of adrenal gland, somatotropic or growth hormone, yes, that regulates growth. So these hormones. And melanocyte stimulating hormone, yes, that regulates skin color and fur color in animals. That's it. Okay. Then middle group of nuclei, It is responsible for production of oxytocin and vasopressin. So we know that posterior lobe of pituitary gland, neurohypophysis, doesn't produce anything. It just stores hormones. So this oxytocin and vasopressin, they are produced by middle group of nuclei, and then within fundibulum it goes downward, and it is stored in neurohypophysis until it is needed. Posterior group, these are nuclei of mammillary bodies, medial and lateral. They are subcortical centers of taste. And also lateral group is presented by only one nucleus. It is Lewisi nucleus, and it is like integration center also. It collects impulses from all nuclei of hypothalamus, like regulates their functioning. Okay, so about pituitary gland we have also said. Yes. Yes, and now third ventricle. So third ventricle is a cavity of diencephalon. It has lateral surfaces, and lateral surfaces formed by medial surface of thalamus. Superior surface is formed by fornix and contains choroid plexus. But here we can see this choroid plexus, yes. That also participates in production of cerebrospinal fluid. Posteriorly, there is pineal gland. Anteriorly, there is anterior commissure. It belongs to telencephalon. Inferiorly, there are structures of hypothalamus, optic chiasm, and then infundibulum and mammillary bodies. It is filled with cerebrospinal fluid, and it is connected with Sylvian aqueduct inferiorly, and in front of the anterior pole of thalamus there is interventricular foramen or Monroe foramen, and it serves for communication between third ventricle and lateral ventricles. Так, okay. Also, there are some recesses in third ventricle. There is right above the optic chiasm, there is optic recess, and above the pituitary gland there is, and in infundibulum there is infundibular recess, and in front of the pineal gland there is pineal recess. So that will be your homework for the next lesson. Any questions?